Hi, I'm Jordan Lacker, and this is my introductory video for special education for school leaders. A little bit about myself. I have been teaching for 9 years now, all in the state of Kansas at 3 different districts. I started in western Kansas as a chemistry and biology teacher at Hodgman County High School in Jetmore, Kansas. I then moved to Minneapolis, where I was a chemistry and biology teacher again at Minneapolis High School. And then I got married and I moved to Manhattan, Kansas, where for the last 4 years I've been a middle school science teacher, mainly teaching life science to 7th grade. So I am married. I have one son. His name's Callan. He'll be 3 in August. And as you can see from the picture of Callan and I there, we love to do outdoor things. So I love to do fishing trips, fishing activities, camping, hiking. Our vacations usually involve camping and fishing, and so as our family, we love to spend time outdoors. And so whenever the weather's nice, you can probably find us outdoors together doing something. In reflecting on my school, our school uses differentiated instruction, modified assignments for special ed students. At the beginning of the year, all the special ed teachers give passports out that list the required modifications needed for their students, and they give them out to those students' teachers. They're updated throughout the year as the needs of the student change based on IEP meetings or new students that enter into the special education programs, or students that exit out of the programs. All special needs students in our school are integrated fully into the regular ed classrooms throughout the day, and so they spend their entire day with their classmates in the classrooms. They work in the classrooms, try to keep them in the classrooms as much as possible. There is 1 hour a day usually the special ed students spend in learning strategies in the resource room with the special education teacher, but other than that, they are working and with their peers throughout the day. And paraeducators are used kind of as needed as for students. Some it depends on their IEPs. They are definitely used usually during testing situations where students due to an IEP may need alternate settings or tests read aloud, in which case a para will take that student to a location in the school where that can be accomplished. In reflecting on my own classroom, in a science classroom, I think it's really easy to get that hands-on learning and inquiry-based learning. And so we use a lot of that in my classroom. We do a lot of projects and argumentation-based learning throughout the year, where students are given a task to complete, but there isn't one set way to complete that task. And so they have to find their path. And usually they're working in cooperative groups for this, where they each have a role that they need to accomplish, and they figure it out as they go. They may make mistakes and they may start down the wrong path, but they're going to figure that out, and they're learning from each other and from other groups. And at the end of the projects, we actually present those in class, and other students are able to ask them questions, and they're able to defend why they chose a certain path and what they accomplished by it. When grouping students together, I like to use a 4-tiered system where I break students up. Your really high students, and then I kind of break the middle group up, so I have the middle high group and the middle low group, and then your low group of students. And when I pair students up, I always try to pair like a high student with a middle low student, and then a middle high student with a low student. And I found that in doing this, it creates much more communication between the students and much more cooperative learning and discussions, and they're feeding off of each other's ideas, and each of them are actually doing more work than if you just pair like a really high student with a low student. As far as myself, for needs for advancement, I think more training in special education is needed for me. I haven't had very much in the past. In fact, most of what I know about special education and the education, what works for special ed students, is through other teachers in communication with them and what's worked for them. And I think training in research-based strategies that improves the advancement of special education students to achieve their highest maximum possibility is needed for myself. In improving our current practices in our school, I think allowing teachers to communicate and coordinate with each other across specialties or curriculum groups, core groups can help improve the instruction and uniform instruction of special ed students. Basically implementing cross-curricular strategies, so no matter what class a student goes to, they have the same strategies that are being applied to themselves, and then regularly reviewing those practices, and modifying as necessary, allowing those teachers to regularly get together and review what's working, what's not, what needs to be changed. And so funding impacts that would affect this, professional development may be needed for this, as well as you may have to adjust schedules or hire some substitutes to allow these teachers to meet. Currently, there are some times in some schools that this can happen, like if you have team plan times, then they can meet during those times. And you also may need to have some technology applications where some technology may need to be purposed or allocated to allow these students to succeed. And thanks for watching, and I look forward to hearing from you during this class.